Automation, automation nation, automation nation, automation nation, around the nation. Automation nation, automation nation, automation nation. Around the nation, around the nation, around the nation. Welcome to the Automation Nation podcast, the show for business leaders, tech aficionados, and those who are just simply curious about where technology and business are going. Automation Nation is your gateway to understanding automation, AI, and the future of business. Don't get left behind. Tune in now and subscribe for more. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Automation Nation conversation. I have a great guest, as always, another great guest. And listen, wherever you're watching this from, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, if you're listening to this on the podcast platform, whichever one it is, remember, you can always connect with our guests down there in the description. And if you happen to be live, you can ask questions. Get out of here. Who said you can ask questions live? And so we've had a lot of breakthroughs happen on this show where people have asked questions and gotten the answers they need. And Sophie Zollmann is going to give you the answers you need about digital marketing. She's not only a best-selling author, but she is a digital marketing specialist expert, helping people maximize their business, their performance, and everything they do intelligently. Now, it's important we use that word intelligence because you can do anything, okay? But if you go 100 miles an hour, 100 miles the wrong direction, not good. So Sophie's going to help put you on the path. Sophie, thanks for being here. And why don't you, first of all, what got you into this whole thing? Like, what? I always like knowing what got people interested in what they do.
Well, considering I have a bachelor's degree in political science, international studies, and had planned on being the ambassador to Russia, you would really, it's a strange story, kind of, sort of. When I got my degree, it was back in the day when the wall was there and communism was the thing. But right before I graduated, the wall fell and communism ended. So my degree went in the toilet. And I also graduated into a government hiring freeze. So there were no jobs in any place. So, fast forward to, getting married, changing my direction, having kids. And I'm a stay-at-home mom who needs to make money for the family, but not give it all to daycare. So about 23 years ago, I threw myself into the online world as a freelancer, got the first remote job way back in the day before that was a thing as a virtual customer service rep. Worked with that company from a distance for about 4.5 years, became the business manager running a $500,000 a year company for a whole $12 an hour. Yeah. Burned out, fried, and said, no more. I went back to being a stay-at-home mom. 8 months later, the house broke. We had to fix it. And so I had to go back to work. And I did transcription. And that is when the doors blew open for me. I met the current online entrepreneurs that I work for to this day. I met the coaches, the consultants, the information providers, the course creators, the health and wellness practitioners that did things online. And I said, these are the people I want to work for. So I launched myself into the online world again as a virtual assistant at appropriate pay rate. And I started networking on social media, and I started meeting other VAs. And 6 months later, they started hiring me to subcontract for them. And lo and behold, the business was born. Back then, it was Sophie Zoe, virtually there for you. I was a virtual assistant, and then I created an agency, and we did all the VA work, the tech work, the marketing work. And I basically grew my business through social media marketing, through online marketing, and it became a passion. It was my bread and butter, but it was also passion because I love doing it. I love social media. I know people think I'm nuts. You like social media? I love social media. I really do. And it grew from there. Did some, evolving, changing, growing. Got certified several years later in social media and online business management. Went solo for a while. And then I had this bright idea to take a solo position with a company that I'd been working with for several years. I decided to go exclusive with them. And my guts were telling me no. My intuition was like, no, you shouldn't be doing this. You really shouldn't. I'm like, no, this is the best thing. I'm going to make 6 figures. Woohoo, I hit the 6-figure mark. Yay. That's all I cared about. My brain was going, yes. Well, as the year went on that year, I figured out that it wasn't enough, that I wanted more, and that there was no way to get more out of this one role. So I created a digital marketing agency concept that I soft launched at the end of that year. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, they let me go. I lost it all and had to start over with this brand new launched digital marketing agency.
When was that?
That was 2019.
Okay, 2019. All right.
So from 2009, when the business began, to 2018, I grew it, and I did that solo, that exclusive work for 6 figures. And then a year later, they let me go. And so I had to start all over. And it was the best thing that could happen to me.
Yeah.
My husband, who loves me and supports me through all things, showed up even bigger than I ever imagined and said, figure out how much money you need to start over for 6 months. We'll invest in your company. We'll get you started again. My coach and mentor was like, you have everything you need to succeed. Let's do this. Let's rebuild this. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. It has grown, evolved, changed. I made it back to 6 figures without being exclusive to a client in 15 months. And every year thereafter, I pretty much made that and more, multiple 6 figures. And it's just grown and evolved and changed. And now it is a full service digital marketing team that provides measurable, repeatable results to our clients.
I like that. I like when it starts at home first, when a person solves their own issues, and they have those are the best companies and the best ideas that flourish, because there's a pain. And pain promotes progress a lot of times.
It can. If you embrace it instead of fight it, you can definitely make it work in your favor.
100%. 100%. Now, before we get too far down the road, we ask all our guests this question, okay? So we're powered by Simply Automate. And so we ask our guests this question. If you could simply automate one thing in your personal life, Sophie, what would that be?
Ooh, automating something in my personal life? Goodness. That's a tough one. Oh, you know what? I would automate the chores, the dishes, the laundry, those things. I would automate all the chores that we do. I'm an empty nester now, so it's me and my husband. We have to do the chores. We don't have the kids or anything like that doing chores. I mean, I do have a housekeeper. I will tell you that I do pay for housekeeping, but we do the laundry, we do the dishes, we do all those things. I would automate those things. That's what I would automate.
I like it. That's like the number one answer, actually. Number one answer across over all the guests. So yeah, that's a good one. All right, let's jump into this thing. I want to know, so in regards to like creating marketing plans, like how do we tailor these things specifically to a business? Because every business doesn't need everything. And this is important for everyone to understand. There's so many things you can do, but you don't need to do all of them. Like you could be a jack of all trades and a master of none. So how do you help companies not do that?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Nothing is cookie cutter. Cookie cutter doesn't cut it, because you don't need everything that everybody else needs. You have different services. You're a different person, a different company, a different industry. And the secret to the customized marketing strategies and plans that we put together for our clients is a deep dive marketing analysis that is specific to the business owner, who they are, who they serve, their offers and products and services, their competition, their unique value proposition, and their industry. We do all the research to figure out the best places to be, the best approach to have a comprehensive marketing plan, because in today's digital marketing and online marketing, being everywhere is not the best thing, but being only in one or two places isn't either. Today it takes a comprehensive marketing plan specific to the data we find in our deep dive analysis that will make you stand out and, from your competition, will put you on the platforms and only the platforms where your people are, and make it all mesh together and feed each other, so that it's like this great little cycle of this goes into this, and it just, everything feeds into each other, so you can be successful. So we can set KPIs and goals to measure, to figure out what actually works for you, your business, your clients. And then we can maximize that, and we can grow that. And then we can also repeat it, and we can duplicate it into other offers to exponentially, grow the business. But it's easy and sustainable because it's a more of a rinse and repeat methodology that is specific to your business, your ideal clients, and it's not cookie cutter, and it's not being everywhere at all where you don't need to be, and it's not throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks, because that's what most people are doing, because they don't know what to do. They don't know where their ideal clients are. And our goal is to end that madness and get them streamlined, systematized, automated where we can, because automation plays into it too.
Yeah.
And then we also, then we're making sure we're doing the right kind of marketing with measurable goals that can be watched and tracked, and figure out what works to make it the best that it can be for them.
That's good. The best that it can be for them. And I like how we have evolved from throwing poop to throwing spaghetti, but we don't want to throw anything. We don't want to throw anything at the wall, right? The goal is, we don't want to spray and pray. I heard somebody say too before, like just, we're just trying to catch everything. It used to be that. Just get on social media. It's like build it and they will come idea. That's not it. It's not build it and they will come. But if you can build it where they are, then it might come because they're already there. So it's like you said, it's finding out where we like to call them the ICPs, your ideal customer profile. Like who are these people, and particularly who's your avatar? So many different words we use, but like there's somebody that buys from you. Now you mentioned something called automation, because everything we talked about. So we want to put these things in place. We want to position our content and information to reach out to the people that we want to actually serve, right? But we don't want to spend a whole lot of time, or even have any of our team really spend a whole lot of time doing some of these things. Talk about how automation plays a role in not just the success, but the scaling of any business.
Automation is key because, and it's a marketing thing, it's an operations thing. It fits into various sectors of the business, the various departments or divisions. I mean, there's even financial automations you can do to make it easier on your bookkeeper and your accountant and things like that. And the key is knowing where automation can fit and work and do the job for you and your team, and where the human touch is still required, because you can't do everything automated. You can't do everything with AI and be a human being out there representing yourself as an authentic, genuine human being doing the work. They're going to, all those robotic things will eventually catch up to you. It's a healthy balance of doing what makes sense to automate. And that can be your funnels. You use a CRM for your funnels where they opt in and then they go into a drip email campaign. Your newsletters go in there. And yes, a human needs to do that each month or each week, however often you do it, but you're sending it out to your list of how many thousands you have easily through a CRM. And then there's social media, management tools. It's an endless list of possibilities, but make sure you're automating smartly, keeping humans in where they really need to be to keep that human touch there, and then go from there.
Yep. You said something earlier about automate the rest, and what did you say? Automate the less and
automate what you can and delegate the rest.
Yeah. And it's big. It's big. Because you're right. If you do it right, your humans now, they can do more human things. They like talk to other people in a network, anything besides the manual, repetitive, tasks that need to be done. And then also there's no mistakes too. That's the other thing we like about automation, is that now the humans can just kind of see what's going on and review what's going on instead of do what's going on, because that doing is energy and time, and we know how good it is when we can reallocate the time and energy. But let's talk about some of the mistakes. What are some of the mistakes that business owners are making in regards to their marketing strategies? Yeah, I know one of them is we said just trying to be on every channel. Of course, I'm just going to be everywhere. That's a mistake. Not saying you can't be on a lot of platforms, but you want to be strategic, right? Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks is one of the main mistakes they make. There's no strategy, detailed, in-depth strategy behind their marketing.
Right.
Another mistake they make is they're doing it themselves and they hate doing it. I get it. When you're starting out, you got to do a little bit of everything. But when you hate what you do, it reflects in your marketing. You can tell you're inconsistent. Your copy is meh at best, certainly not getting clients and getting engagement and things. And it really, you're an expert in your field. Would you want somebody who's not an expert in your field trying to tell you what to do and trying to you wouldn't want that. Marketing isn't expertise. It's a skill set, just like coaching and consulting, just like planning and strategy. It is a skill set. And there are people like me who are passionate about it, who love it. So you've got to let those people do it, because it'll be more effective and it'll resonate more with your ideal clients, where you're putting your content out there, because someone who loves doing it is doing it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. That is good. You do have to love what you do. I mean, if you don't, it will definitely show. It will come out. It's human nature. Like we can fool everyone but ourselves.
Absolutely. And sometimes you can't fool everybody either. I mean, there are people out there that when your ideal client is looking for you and they see how they see that your copy is kind of just or they don't see it because it's inconsistent, because you hate doing it. So it's like you do it 1 week and then skip a whole week and then try again the next week. And it's like, the ebb and flow of it has to be consistent wherever you're at. And then you have to love it. You have to be able to put your heart and soul into it so that it resonates with them, so they can connect with it. And if you're going, oh my God, I got to write another blog post and 5 more social media posts, that comes through in your copy. It really does.
It does. It does. Well, why don't you share, Sophie, a use case? Share a use case of, you don't have to say the client name or the company, but or you can if you want to, but more so the idea of where they were and where you got them to. I'm really curious to hear this story.
So we had a client who is an attorney, and and this was several years ago, he had a marketing company doing certain aspects of his marketing, and they had a strategy and they were killing it with his website and YouTube videos and things like that. But his social media was pretty much dead, and the non-video side of his website was pretty much dead. And he came to me and he's like, Sophie, what can I do for, social media and blogging and whatnot? He goes, I know I need to do it, but I have no idea what to do. And I certainly don't know what to write, what to do. So we came up with a marketing strategy strictly for social media and blogging. And we gave him the concept of start with one piece of content and then repurpose it into different formats for the platforms you're on, so that it's easier. And, by the way, we can do all this for you. And he was like, what do I need to do? And we said, what we want you to do. And this was really taking him out of his comfort zone, which I love to do, because that really makes you step into it and do better. But I told him, I said, you've got all these great scripted videos on your website. It's time to be you and be real and be a person. I said, when you're out and about, whatever, grab your phone and do an off the cuff video about something related to the law you practice, how you support your clients, those kinds of things. Do that at least once a week. We'll take that video and we'll run with it. And by gosh, the videos went up on his Facebook and LinkedIn. We did blog posts and social posts, and we had this going on. And a short while later, everybody was coming up to him, whether digitally on social media or even in person where he was, and saying, oh my gosh, Mark, you're everywhere. You're on social media. I see your videos. I see you here. I see you there. You're everywhere. It's so great to see, his visibility skyrocketed, which of course made him top of mind for his
Yeah.
specialty and expertise.
Right.
Was able to grow his business and get more clients and
Mm.
serve more people because he stepped out of his comfort zone, listened to our strategy and implemented it, and let us do the rest with a combination of humans and automation to make it work. And he skyrocketed from there.
That's incredible. I love that. Yeah, I know he does too. That's so good. That's so good. But let's talk about your book. Let's share. So when did you drop it, and what is the meat of it?
So the book is Women Gone Wild,
Okay.
The Feminine Guide to Fearless Living, the Intuition Edition. It is an anthology. I'm a co-author with 24 other amazing women. And it is a part of the Women Gone Wild movement started by Rhonda Swan. And she has the WILD actually stands for Wealth, Intuition, Leadership, and Diversity. So there's 2 more books coming. This is book 2. It dropped in June. We did a big book tour in New York, Florida, LA. I was on the billboard in Times Square, y'all. It was so cool.
Wow.
And basically, my chapter called Letting My Intuition Lead tells the story you heard of how I went exclusive, lost it all, and restarted, and with learning from my intuition. My intuition was banging me upside the head. I wasn't listening, and it showed me what happens when you don't listen to your intuition and what happens when you actually embrace it and do it and listen to it. So it's my story of the epic growth, epic story, epic failure, and then epic rebirth, and how I let intuition and that Stevie Nicks witchy woo-woo side of me be present and be out there in the world to help me succeed in life and business.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That is a rebirth for sure.
Yes,
Man, oh
absolutely.
man. Yeah, intuition. It's most things scream, but intuition whispers. And the only way to hear the whisper is to quiet things down. And sometimes life happens and it makes us quiet things down.
Oh yes. Oh yes. She starts out as a whisper. She starts out nice and gentle,
Yeah.
and then you keep ignoring her and not listening and not acting
Oh.
upon it. And then, I call it the baseball bat from the universe comes out, smacks me upside the head and knocks me on my butt. And and then I have to get up and go, oh damn, that hurt.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe I should listen so I don't get slapped upside the head with a baseball bat and get knocked down and hurt really bad.
I like that. I like that. Sophie, give us your best piece of business advice and your favorite quote.
So my best piece of business advice is don't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. I know so many of us business owners start a business to be this badass who can do it all themselves, and then they figure out that doesn't work so well. Get support, and by support I mean cheerleaders who cheer you on, your family who believes in you and understand. They don't have to understand what you do, they just have to support you and say and cheer you on. Coaches, mentors, mastermind groups. Surround yourself with the people who can help you get where you want to go. And the best people to surround yourself with when it comes to business people are the people who are where you want to be. When you're hanging out with people up here and you're down here, but you want to get there, that is going to get you there way faster than hanging out with people who are where you are. And there's nothing wrong with those people. But if they don't aspire to be more than what they are, then you need to be with the people who are more than what they are. So definitely surround yourself with people who can support you in all ways, personally and professionally, because that's what it takes to succeed in life and business.
I like that. I like that. That's good. And you're right. You're right. There's nothing wrong. Everybody's on different levels and it's all good. But if you aspire to go higher, then you might want to get around the people who are doing the thing that you want to do. That's just logical. There's also the sum of you're the sum of the 5 people that you hang around the most. So if you look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and I found out that they don't have to even be close to you. You can be like mentors that you're following, right? It's just your aspiration, whatever your energy is around the most. So I love that, Sophie. That's so good. Is there any way? So for a couple things, one, let folks know where they can find the book, and then two, the way they can get in contact with you.
Yes. So the book is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and in Targets and Walmarts. And just look up the Women Gone Wild Intuition book for short, and it will come right up. And then to find me, you can contact me on my website at sophiezo.com, where you'll find a free digital success session. You'll find a few free offers that you can check out. You can find me on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and Instagram. And I also have relaunched my podcast just a few short weeks ago on a new platform. It's you can find that on wordofmomradio.com. And it's Building Your Empire with Sophie Zo is the name of the podcast.
Love it. Wow. Building Your Empire. And that is exciting stuff.
Yes.
You're on it. Sophie, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun. I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah. And remember, you can connect with Sophie. You can find her. Actually, you can just click on her name if you're watching this, because it'll be hyperlinked right to her. And remember, there's no time like the present. Somebody said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant the tree is now. Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
So let's get the plan, folks. And we'll see you next time on the Automation Nation podcast. Thanks, Sophie.
Thank you.
Automation Nation, Automation Nation, around the nation. Automation Nation, Automation Nation, Automation Nation.